Okay, I want to look at the product adoption and process and product adoption strategies. We'll go over a few of those and see how it goes. Now, if you saw the video, you may have seen the video on the top part from the Marketing 290 study guide videos. But here we have stages of adoption. It doesn't always go like this, but this is a nice model to think about. First of all, if the customer or potential customer doesn't know the product exists, they're not aware of it, how are they going to buy it? So first, the customer, potential customer, becomes aware that the product exists. We can do this through advertising, prominent displays in the stores or stuff like that. And then once they become aware, then they can become interested. Is the product attractive and possibly useful to them? And then they will begin to evaluate. You think about, okay, I know it exists. Hey, I'm kind of interested. But then let's do some comparisons in our mind of the usefulness and in comparison to other options that we have. And then once they're aware, they're interested, and they begin to evaluate, then they might try out the product. And then if they like it, then it might become a regular purchase. They might adopt the product for daily use. And I'm adding a new one over here, becoming an advocate, where they spread the word about the product. They do the advertising for you because they like it so much. You might think of Apple, or maybe you've told a friend that about Facebook. Yeah, you got to try that. It's pretty cool. So let's look at this. You're starting out with a new product, a new brand, hopefully a new solution to somebody's problems. And at this point, if we put a percentage level of the population, it could be the population or it could be the target market, such as kids. How many kids are aware of your product? 0 at the moment. And you got to work them through to get them to try it and hopefully adopt it. Well, we could do an ad for awareness and attractiveness. And if we were to do that, what would be the results? Well, as I've mentioned in other videos, and you think about yourself and target markets. You know, I watch the news, but I watch it on the internet, and I don't even see. Subliminally, I might see the advertisements on there, but I don't really pay attention to it. I don't watch TV, local TV. I don't listen to local radio. I don't read the newspaper. I do watch the news on the internet, but I don't really notice the banners, I don't think. So we could do an ad, and here again, this is the percentage of people at each stage of the adoption process. You could be doing this for the general population or your target market. Now think about it. At this point, you've got a new product, nobody knows about it. So you do an ad for awareness and attractiveness. How many people you might achieve, since nobody listens to the media, why would you do an ad for it? I'm not saying nobody, I'm just saying some people. You might get people, 20% of the people who are aware of your product. Then, out of the 20%, 10% might actually be interested in it. And somewhere around the evaluation trial area, you might get, say, 2% and then 1%. You might do a great ad that just, everybody goes over here. If you could get an ad, a media that would reach the audience. You guys are watching videos right now, and right now on TV, is there an ad running and you're not seeing it? If you run an ad on the radio for teens, or let's say 12 to 14-year-olds, and it's 10 o'clock in the morning when your ad runs, and all of the teens are in school, you've just wasted a bunch of money. So here's one scenario. Now we might do an ad for comparisons. I don't know, it might get 20% here. You know, it might be more effective, and we might get 10% of the people thinking about, hey, this product versus this product and all of that stuff. So might get, I don't know, 2%. It depends. And then 1% love your product. And I don't know, is anybody talking about it? It would be another question. Okay, then we could do samples. And this isn't just for food. It could be for fingernail polish in some way, hair dye. I'm seeing everybody's coloring their hair. At my house last week, all the girls were getting women were getting their hair colored. I don't know what happened. Maybe they saw an advertisement. Or maybe the Kardashians colored their hair last week. Okay, so we can do samples. Maybe you could be at a strategic location, maybe at market, and you've got exercise equipment. You see them on TV doing this stuff with the little stretchy thing. That would be considered a sample if you ask me. They get to try out the product. So you might get all the way over here and get 20% of the population. So what we're looking at is a cost benefit. We could spend $1,000 here and get those results. We might do a comparison ad, spend $1,000 here and get those results, which look a little bit better. I mean, it's in theory. We could do samples, and maybe at a market level, it's not going to be 20% of the population or the target market, but maybe, I don't know, 10%, and then 5%, and then maybe 2% will think it's so cool that they have to tell everybody about it. Now I'm thinking of hot sauce here. And what if we had mini bottles? And the mini bottles, we could, the samples, maybe we pay, that might only cost $100, and then $100 to have a couple of people out there, showing the product. So in this case, for $200, we got those results, and for $1,000, we got those results. For $1,000, we got those results. So you have to think about how to effectively use your marketing tools to get that. Now, what I don't have on here is, you've seen those airplanes with the banners at the back. We got all of these little crop duster airplanes, and you could go get a banner made. I'm sure I've seen some pretty big banners made and put it behind an airplane and circle the town for, on Saturday, buzz all of San Ignacio or Belize City, wherever, and that might cost you $500, but everybody is talking about your brand. For $500, get in an airplane and throw your product out the window, and it rains down candy. Give them something to talk about, right? That would be much more effective than an ad campaign that nobody's going to see. So maybe here too, and we're trying to win, folks. We're trying to win. This is marketing. We're trying to win. What about mini bottles? In the case of hot sauce, we'll say, or any other sauce that you want to make. Might they cost, I don't know, $1.50 each, something like that? And let's, 1,000 of them would be $1,500. Now I've got 1,000 people over here who have at least gotten a sample. They can try the product. Now, if I was to look at some of the hot sauces around town, what would we see there? We got our major hot sauce. Aware. Oh, wait, sorry. Okay. We got our major hot sauce. How many people are aware of that? Well, probably 90%, if not higher. You know, and it's on the table of every household has it. So, you know, it might even be at 60%, maybe 70%. I've run into people who talk about the hot sauce and love it, so maybe we actually got 5% of the people. Well, you got to get that. We have another hot sauce. I'm not sure how many people are aware of it. I wouldn't think it would be 90%, maybe 60%. How many people have adopted it? Now, there's right here. That might help. Then there was a hot sauce that I saw a billboard for, and I actually saw it at the grocery, and it was Tam brand something. I'm aware that it exists because I was over studying the hot sauce section at the grocery store, but I think the label could have been worse, but maybe it was inkjet or something like that. It looked a little cheap. Can I trust it? I want to trust it. Maybe this could be cool, right? You know, I don't know what you put Tam brand hot sauce on, and then I noted, see, I got that. Check, I'm aware. I'm interested in a way, but then I noticed that there was 4 bottles on the shelf, and 3 of the tops were gray and 1 was white, or 3 were white and 1 top was gray, which with the fuzzy label, you know, the ink is bleeding because it got wet, and now the tops are different colors, and I'll compare the product and it seems like it's the same, it's just the tops are different. It doesn't look professional. So no longer am I interested, no. Now there's another one that maybe some of you haven't seen yet. I've seen it at the store and it looks really nice. Some kind of Belize sauce. The quality is there, the label's there, it's attractive. I know about it. Actually, you know what? I'm kind of interested. You can hear me evaluating it, except it's orange. I don't know why the hot sauces all have to be orange. Frank's hot sauce, Tabasco sauce. If it's in Belize, it has to be orange. Why can't it be? So, evaluation, and maybe. You know what? Maybe I will try it. Oh, not only is it orange, I think it has carrots. So it's just a complete copycat of the first one. But I might try that. So we have those. The leader right here, 60, our challenger, and then our new out of the gate. This is something different. This is actually different, and this is the same, but they're hoping to challenge the leader, and we'll get into that a little bit later. So anyway, you're going to start out with 0. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. What are you going to do, and what are you going to do to get people over to the trial and the adoption? If you do your marketing research, which is the marketing concept, which is what marketing is all about, find out what people want to begin with, make them aware of it, make it easy for them to try it, boom, you got adoption. You do the selling concept, just build something, no research, just build it. Even if they become aware of it, you might get lucky, but so. Are you going to spend your money on advertising, samples, events, stunts, cooking contests, beauty contests? What will be most effective at getting people over to the adoption stage? So I want you to be thinking about that. And this really is the core. That's the way, I didn't mean to repeat a concept, but this is the core of it's everything. strategically, how are you going to get people over to adoption? All right.